Hi, my name is Tom Oberbauer and I will be speaking to you about the natural wonders of Baja California. Today I'm standing on the south island of the Coronado Islands. It's the largest of a group of 4 islands that are approximately 14 miles south of Point Loma in San Diego County and 8 miles west of Rosarito Beach in Mexico. They're part of Mexican ownership and part of the Mexican territories. This island is unique because it has several species of plants that are found only here. A Dudleya candida, which is a succulent, only found on this island. Galium coronadoensis, which is a bedstraw type of plant, only found on this island. And Malacothrix insularis, which has only been found here a couple of times, but it's only been collected from this island. These islands are also important for breeding seabirds. Behind me there are the North Island, the Middle Rock, and Middle Island. All of those islands are important for breeding seabirds, including storm petrels, brown pelicans, and western gulls. These islands are an indicator of the natural wonders you have in Southern California and Baja California and the unique resources that exist in these areas. South Coronado Island is not very well known to people from Southern California. However, a lot of the sport fishing boats come down here and utilize the waters around here for catching yellowtail, yellowfin tuna, and occasionally bluefin tuna. However, during its heyday, during the 1920s, the era of prohibition, there was a large casino on the north end of the island. And this casino was a multi-story structure, and people would ride water taxis from Rosarito Beach, from Tijuana, and occasionally from San Diego to come down here and go gambling and drinking alcohol. Also, before that, the island was known to be a place where piracy could have occurred during the 1600s to the 1800s, dropping off things, having buried treasure. Who knows what kinds of things might have been left here on this island during those periods of times. Some of these activities still continue today. In addition to being a breeding seabird location, the Coronado Islands were instrumental in identifying the fact that DDT was deleterious to breeding birds. California brown pelicans nest on the North Island and on the Middle Island, and they found that the egg shells of the pelicans were becoming thinner and thinner. Apparently one of the effects of DDT is that the egg shells become thin and they crack under the weight of the adult because the adults put a lot of pressure on the eggs while they're sitting on the nest. That was what was discovered among the brown pelicans on the Coronado Islands, and as a result of that, partially as a result of that, but other effects as well, DDT was banned and it was no longer used for a pesticide. And in fact, the pelicans have recovered significantly in Southern California. Their numbers are quite high and they're breeding successfully on these islands. These islands are also important for other birds. I mentioned the storm petrels, but there's also the murrelets. The Scripps murrelet is a small seabird that breeds on these islands, and it exists from about the Southern California area down into northern Baja California. It doesn't have very high numbers of individuals in this species because originally it was the Xantu's murrelet, but it was split into 2 different species. One is the Guadalupe murrelet. The southern part occurs from San Benito Island down to Guadalupe Island, and the Scripps murrelet is the one that comes from approximately the Coronado Islands, maybe a little further south, up into the Southern California Islands. Here we have a pelican nest on the Middle Island, and here is a black storm petrel that nests on the Middle Rock. As you can see, South Coronado Island has a number of wildflowers. Here we have the butterfly mariposa lily, the California poppy, and the Indian pink. And here's another image with the California poppy, Chinese houses, or Collinsia heterophila, and milkvetch. This succulent shrub growing out of these breccia rock formation is Malva occidentalis. It's only found on this island and on Guadalupe Island, 180 miles, or actually 170 miles south of here, and 150 miles off the coast of Baja California. So it's very unique, it's very limited and very restricted, and it's growing in a number of places on South Coronado Island in this kind of a formation, but also in draws that go down the east side of the island and other locations. The flowers are kind of a greenish cream color with purple lines through them, and they basically hang down underneath the leaves, and the leaves create this dense canopy over the flowers. And here is a flower of Malva occidentalis. South Coronado Island has several species of endemic reptiles as well. Here is a form of the Pacific rattlesnake that's only found on South Coronado Island. And this is an endemic form of alligator lizard. Or of the endemic Dudleya candida, only found on this island, North Island, and nowhere else. This is a trail down the South Island to the Southern Lighthouse. Originally, these lighthouses were propane powered, and burros were kept on the island to carry the propane tanks down to the south end of the island. But nowadays, they are mostly solar powered, so that the burros are no longer necessary. However, this trail is what remains, and it gets very steep in some places, and one false step and you could go down the side. This is the main cove onto South Coronado Island, and the casino was down the slope just below our view. The greatest diversity of plants seems to be on this north-facing slope, where you have a lot of wildflowers with the Mariposa lilies, gold fields, and Kalinzias, or Chinese houses, as well as California poppies.